The old, dilapidated bus rumbled along the desolate road, its tires squealing against the cracked pavement. Inside, a group of weary travelers huddled together, their faces etched with apprehension. They had boarded the bus unaware of its sinister reputation, now finding themselves on a journey far more terrifying than they could have ever imagined. As the bus trundled deeper into the night, the air grew thick with unease. Shadows danced in the dim flicker of the overhead lights, casting eerie shapes upon the worn upholstery. Outside, the landscape seemed to blur into a surreal dreamscape, shrouded in an ominous mist that clung to the earth like a sinister cloak. Among the passengers was Sarah, a young woman with a penchant for adventure. She had heard whispers of the haunted bus, tales spun by locals of ghostly apparitions and inexplicable phenomena. But Sarah was a skeptic, dismissing such stories as nothing more than superstitious nonsense. Little did she know, she was about to confront the darkness head-on. As the bus rattled on, strange occurrences began to unfold. Lights flickered and dimmed, casting the interior into an unsettling darkness. The air grew colder, chilling the passengers to the bone despite the warmth of the night outside. Murmurs of fear rippled through the group, their voices trembling with uncertainty. Suddenly, a blood-curdling scream pierced the silence, sending shivers down Sarah's spine. She turned to see a young man pointing in horror at the window beside him. Through the fogged glass, a ghastly figure loomed, its hollow eyes burning with malevolent intent. Sarah's heart hammered in her chest as the bus continued its relentless journey into the unknown. As the night wore on, the passengers found themselves ensnared in a waking nightmare. Doors slammed shut of their own accord, trapping them in a labyrinth of fear. The walls seemed to pulse with a sinister energy, as if the very fabric of reality were unraveling before their eyes. Desperate cries echoed through the darkness, swallowed by the abyss that surrounded them. Sarah clung to her sanity as the horrors intensified. Shadows writhed and twisted, taking on grotesque forms that seemed to mock the frailty of human existence. Time itself seemed to warp and bend, stretching into an eternity of torment. And through it all, the haunting specter of the bus driver watched from the rearview mirror, its malevolent gaze never wavering. But amidst the chaos, Sarah refused to surrender to despair. With a courage born of desperation, she rallied the other passengers, urging them to fight against the darkness that threatened to consume them. Together, they confronted the horrors that lurked within the haunted bus, determined to uncover the truth behind its sinister legacy. As dawn broke on the horizon, the bus shuddered to a halt, its engines sputtering and wheezing in exhaustion. The passengers stumbled out into the light, their faces pale and drawn from the ordeal they had endured. But as they turned to look back at the bus, they saw only an empty shell, its haunted presence dissipating with the morning mist. In the aftermath of their harrowing journey, Sarah and the other passengers struggled to make sense of what they had experienced. Some dismissed it as a collective hallucination, a trick of the mind brought on by exhaustion and fear. But Sarah knew the truth in her heart, a truth that would haunt her for the rest of her days. For she had glimpsed the darkness that lurked within the haunted bus, a darkness that defied rational explanation. And though the memory would fade with time, she knew that some mysteries were best left unsolved, lest they awaken the nightmares that lie dormant in the shadows of the mind.